Now recording.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Roundtable Report. I'm Shaylee.
I'm Jazzy, and that was Craig.
That was Craig.
Hi, Craig.
You ever get that feeling like somebody is watching you?
It's Craig.
It is Craig.
Don't look out your window right now.
That don't look. My curtains are closed. All right.
Right. He
Look,
he has
it's.
X-ray vision. He is Craig. We don't ask these questions.
I mean, he ain't going to see nothing but me sitting here with my being having a moment with my burgers, cookies, and my coffee.
Oh, you
So,
sent me a picture of those, and now I desperately want them. And they're Maryland thing. Yeah, I live in Texas. Eh.
so for anybody who is listening who has never had burgers, cookies, my answer is why.
Uh, I just told you, Texas.
I'm sure you can probably order them online.
Probably, but we all know that that's not going to be nearly as good as they could
Oh,
be.
hold on.
It's like,
Um,
this is great. Have you ever tried ordering a cake from this really famous cake place? Yeah, but the, then they have to ship it, and
okay.
that's not great.
They come sealed in a pack.
Yeah, but I mean, if I'm gonna get something that's iconic and noticeable, like the brand name of something, but it's made like to a time zone in 20 states away, I'm it's not gonna be the same.
I mean, you can always come and sleep on my couch.
This is true.
You might have a cat lay when you're or a kid harass you, but
I may need to cuddle with Rita. Look, we all have our vices.
I'm sure Rita would appreciate that.
Oh, not even the
Anywho,
first topic in, and we are off the rails.
that surprises you.
It
Why?
does not. It does not at all.
Okay, I rest my case.
Oh,
Be-
man.
Anywho, Empire, how you guys doing this tier?
Doing all right so far. As of recording, we have had, what is it? 2 full weeks? We have 2 full weeks?
We have 2 weeks, yeah.
Okay, we have had 2 full weeks, and we have successfully killed everything up to and including Mythic Richard Reverberation. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Mythic Mr. Richard Reverberation the Third, and we are currently working on Styx, the Bunk of the Junkers.
Oh, the trash yard boss.
Yes,
So it's
and
funny that you say that because that's exactly where we are, but we're on heroic.
ah, that fight is no joke. Like that's the first one that I would consider like, okay, this is a long prog fight. Let's get to it. Like this
That
is the
boss
one
is
that was the first hurdle, if you want to call it a hurdle in the raced world first. Where they actually had to like, okay, let's buckle down and get this done.
he's got a lot of health,
He
even on
does.
heroic.
He does. I think they were counting on the balls to do more than most people are doing.
I
Um,
mean, but people
well,
gotta master the trash mechanic first.
Yes, but they also did end up recently buffing those balls too. They were up a maximum of 1.5% of his health, but then
Mhm.
they upped it to 2. So I think they intentionally hit the uh, DPS check of that boss was intended to be tight, and it was, and it still is for a lot of teams. But I
Yeah,
think they
we'll
got
we'll
the
get
tuning pretty well
we
on.
we'll get through it. Look, so every raid there's always a hurdle boss, and once we
Yeah,
get through it, we'll be fine.
Styx isn't the hurdle boss.
It's the conveyor belt boss.
Uh-uh,
No? Which one do you think is
uh-uh.
the hurdle boss?
Mugsy. Muggsy's your hurdle boss. He's tough.
Yeah.
He's a tough one. He like we're ignoring the last boss because that's intended to be tough. There's no more race after the last boss, so can't be a hurdle. But Muggsy's gonna be ooh, Muggsy was tough.
So,
Legitimately tough.
do we actually think Gallywix is dead?
Oh yeah.
I
I've
don't like him. I'm sorry
I've
for all the goblin people out there, but I don't like your leader. He's a weirdo.
he's not though. Like that's the thing is he what's the lore and for all you lore heads out there, I am not one of you. But as far as I understood, he was kind of shunted off to the shadows and not really the leader of the goblins for, I think, an expansion or two.
Good.
And it was actually Gazlo whom we're partnering up with again.
I mean, I can deal with Gazlo. He
Yeah,
doesn't bother
Gazlo's
me, but I don't like
okay.
Gallywix. I don't like Gallywix. He can just go somewhere.
I don't like goblins.
I don't like goblins
I'm
either.
sorry, guys. I really gave Undermine like the theme of everything a shot. Like, and I enjoy like the car and whatnot. The city is okay, but I don't like dirty. I don't
Speaking
like
of
it.
that car, I keep
Uh
getting
huh.
stuck on stuff. I don't even have it on my bar because
I love the
nope.
car.
Nope, I get stuck on stuff and yeah, I crash into walls and
Oh yeah, that's part of the fun though.
it's not
the
pretty.
The fastest way to stop aren't the brakes; it's a wall.
I mean I mean, yeah.
Oh god. Season Harbinger is on sticks.
Mhm.
Um, have
We
y'all
had him
full
I think
clear
we
to
had him
normal, right? You guys full
Oh,
clear
yeah.
normal and then go into heroic.
Oh, yeah. So the only reason we didn't full clear normal week 1 was because trash, because there's
Mhm.
so much of it in there.
There's a lot of trash.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of trash, and people aren't at that point in time, people weren't at item level for the raid, I guess is the best way to put it. So stuff was taking longer to die. Look, so
oh for
normally
sure.
we go in and we just Leroy Jenkins the trash, and we just completely massacre the trash.
Uh huh.
Not the boss pools are that much different. But we get AOTC every tier, and then we go on to do achievements, and then we bring alts in. That's how I ended up
Right.
on my paladin. Um,
Yeah, that's what I would
but
expect for a heroic team. Like you just go in there, you clear it all,
mhm,
and then you just go start
and then
having fun.
we steamroll it in like we're steamrolling it in just like
Yeah,
last raid, it took us about an hour a week to
yeah,
steamroll it.
that's what I would expect.
So, but we have fun.
That's good.
I mean, it's only
We
one night a week, so
Yeah, we before the raid launched, we did some of the because they did testing over a weekend for normal, and we went in there. They scaled us down though. So annoying. We Because you copy your
how
character
dare
to the
they?
test realm, but when you go into the raid for testing, and they do this for all testing, they scale you to what they deem the quote unquote appropriate item level for the
Sure, we'll go with
boss,
that.
which for the record is 15 item level below what the boss drops. Here's the thing though,
What's this sorcery?
when you have mythic geared tunes from the previous tier, normal degrades your gear. So you're doing worse than you already have the gear for, which is annoying. So
Yeah.
we still killed, I think, most of the bosses on normal and testing. Um, But we found out during that the trash man, oh, you have to plot your route. We had people death running, and there's one corner on your way to Sticks Bunk Junker. For fair warning, the cars cut the corner. Don't trust corners; they will kill you. Yeah, it's a
Oh,
whole thing.
you know how many people we've had fail at
Yep.
crossing the street?
Oh yeah. Oh, I believe it. It's
It's,
it's a thing. They don't look both ways.
yeah. No, they definitely don't, and apparently people in raid groups, and it's not just us. I've heard this from
Hmm.
other raid leads. Man, these people just keep getting hit by cars, and I'm like, "Yeah,
Keep getting hit
mhm."
by cars. Our favorite troll on Empire is Vexy. Is to swap blast somebody
Oh my
into the
god.
when she spawns. It's always fun. I don't know why, but it's just always fun. Who's going to die today? Let's find out.
We had a lot of people die to that mechanic, including Kaz the first time he was in there. Sorry, Kaz, I gotta throw you under the bus.
It's the
But
gear grinder, but yeah.
it's it's great.
Yeah,
Oh, man. He expects no less from me.
of course. So, well, since we started with Vexy, what do you think of Vexy? First boss of the raid, right?
I think it is appropriately tuned to be the first boss of the raid.
See, I disagree.
Really?
I think it's way too easy.
I'm
Way too easy, even for a first boss.
appropriately tuned to be the first boss of the raid. The first boss
Okay.
is supposed to be easy, Jazzy.
Okay, here's my counter argument to that. We, on Empire, went into Mythic Vexy with, let's call it, a loose plan that was executed poorly, and we still killed the boss in 3 pulls.
It's dead, that's the important thing.
I understand that, but we shouldn't have got the kill. And then we come back next week, the following week, and we still do the same thing. Plan be damned, mechanics be damned, doesn't
Just
matter.
pew, pew,
You
pew,
live
pew.
and sometimes do the bikes before the enrage, you win.
I
That
mean,
it
I like
is
the bike
just
mechanic.
I agree, it's a good mechanic, and we have yet to do it properly, and we still have killed the boss. That's what I mean by not quite there. But for a first boss, like, I would expect it to be easy. It is very easy. I think they could have dialed it up just a wee bit more. But that's really it. That's my only critique. And
Yeah,
again, I'm
I
talking
mean,
on Mythic. A heroic is actually perfectly fine.
yeah,
That's a perfectly tuned fight.
it is perfectly tuned for first boss in heroic. I don't know about mythic. I can't speak for mythic because I don't do mythic.
No.
But that's neither here nor there.
And if I don't know how many people listening to this also watch Maxim Liquid, but he said this multiple times, and he's actually gotten this from the horse's mouth of the lead, one of the lead encounter designers. When they're creating a fight, they design it based on heroic difficulty. Like that is the one that they design for. Then they increase the difficulty for mythic and they decrease the difficulty for normal. So but their like initial thought process and design of a fight is
Well, so
heroic.
here's the thing is more people are gonna do heroic than are gonna do
Yes.
mythic.
Which I agree. That's a smart way to go, but it's also why like Razageth, heroic, fantastic fight.
I hated
Myth,
that fight so
terrible
much.
fight.
I hated that fight so much.
I didn't mind it on heroic. On mythic, it sucks balls.
Ah,
Like it can go away.
I don't like that fight. It's
That
so long.
it is so long. But I'm sorry. That was like 4 tiers ago now. So I think I can move on. Maybe I'm not
Maybe.
sure actually.
So I think once we get the ball mechanic down,
For
I
sticks,
think for sticks will be just fine.
yeah, that's the whole crux of that one. i-
And it's
Is
getting better.
yeah, it just so because it's randomly chosen, you just need the 18 people in your raid to figure out how to do it. Or I'm sorry, that's for mythic. But the not the two that aren't tanks or the raid that
Oh,
isn't the tanks because the
the
tanks all
tanks
have
get
to do
it.
it. Yeah, the current active tank will always get the ball mechanic. So with them tank swapping, they are guaranteed to figure that out quickly. You just need the rest of the raid team to figure it out.
It's a
But
good
that
thing we
takes
have good
time for
tanks.
yeah, it's a whole
But
thing.
but
But
hi.
yeah.
Hi, how are you?
But but also, for those listening, on sticks, if you're running the balls, focus on small trash piles first.
Then you get the medium.
Also focus on hyenas because they love to eat your ranged and your healers and also count as small trash. They work. Just run over the hyenas. Trust me, you're gonna have a good time.
Wait, the hyenas
Then,
count as trash?
yes, yes, they do. You have an incentive to
Dude.
pick them up. Not only do they take increased damage when you roll into the boss with hyenas, they count as trash to get you bigger, to get bigger balls. Also, when you're medium balls or larger, grab the scrap masters. Grab them and then grab the medium trash. This is my plea for you, for all of you. Don't just roam around and roll through fire and roll over your teammates and then not roll into the boss.
But what if
Roll
I wanna
over.
roll them over?
I mean, that sounds like fun for you, but I'm begging you, I'm pleading all of you, just pick up the ads, roll into the bomb. If there isn't a bomb, roll into the boss. That's all you gotta do. That's it.
And for
This
the
is
love of God, don't roll your friends over what with that are on the balls too, because
you will lose.
you
You
will
will bounce
lose.
off of each other, and then you both go, "What the hell?"
Yeah, it's kinda like a ping pong
Yeah,
match. But
yeah.
ting, ting, ting.
So, but yeah, sticks. I like sticks well enough. Um, we pulled sticks on Thursday,
Uh-huh.
and we were swapping people out and seeing what we needed to do and figuring things out. Well, on heroic, you right, you got the territorial crab people things that you need to knock off.
Mm.
And yeah, that's kind of one of the key bits to the fight is to get those knocked off and gripped in and into what we've lovingly dubbed the meat grinder of that is melee. So yeah, definitely do that. But
I fall
but
into that category now.
yeah, I actually wasn't in on Thursday. I was missing
Slacker.
it. No, no, no. I wasn't. I was still there. I was shot calling from 21st man. So
Oh, how did you
I
manage
got to.
that?
Well, we have 3 tanks on the roster currently, so
How did you how did
we're swapping them out. And
Oh,
yeah, it's like we have.
it was your turn to take a nap.
I did not take a nap. I 21st manned and I called shit.
You took it you took a nap, Jazzy,
I
alright?
did not. I was extremely active and calling stuff and telling people
You
where to
mean
go
you mean
and
Palp
calling for
let you
interrupts.
Palp didn't make you be there?
I was there though, just not inside the raid. Yeah, it was a thing.
I mean,
Yeah.
how dare you, Jazzy?
I know. How dare I help the raid team and sacrifice for them? How dare I? So rude. So,
So what were
um,
you, shot calling from a stream?
yeah, we have somebody Discord stream, preferably ranged, and I can just look at their UI
I
and everything.
mean, range or healer is the way to look at it. Well, except a paladin or a monk healer. You don't wanna because reasons.
I mean, you say that. I can shot call from boss crotch POV if I need to, but that's just because I'm used to it.
Yeah, look, so I'm still getting used to the whole being in the boss crotch.
Mhm. Well, you're on boss butt.
I'm still looking up his shorts. It's
Right, but from
weird.
the
It's
backside, it's a very different view.
weird, Jazzy. I'm
I've
not
been up
used
there
to
so
it.
long, I forgot.
I always play a range, okay? This is all
Yeah.
this all new for me.
You'll get used to it.
I'm sure I will,
So
but it's weird.
so Sticks, do you like the fight though?
Uh, Still in the air.
Yeah. It's kind of a
To be det
meh fight.
yeah.
It's not
I would
bad.
it's not bad. It's just a lot going on.
There is. It's
I'm
it's it's
sure
chaotic. It feels chaotic until it doesn't. And when it finally doesn't feel chaotic, you got it.
I'm sure once everybody masters it, we're gonna face roll it just like we end up doing with everything else. So
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure. So,
that's neither here nor there.
yeah, I mean, that's the same thing with most things. Is time will take
Dude,
care of it.
I can't wait to see the conveyor belt boss.
Sprocket Monger?
Yeah.
That's a good fight. That I like
Um,
I like that fight a lot, actually.
I'm I can't wait to see it when heroic. I liked it when normal.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see it on heroic.
Heroic from normal, the heroic difference is there are,
Yeah, there are
mines
rockets.
on the ground.
Yeah, and you have to intercept the rockets.
No, you don't.
You don't?
No.
Why did I think you had to intercept the rockets?
On Mythic, it's recommended to intercept the rockets with immunes because you have so little room once the laser beams are empowered.
I mean, that's fair.
But it's not a requirement on any difficulty to intercept the rockets.
Keep you.
Yeah, just you have to do the bombs, you have to do the mines. If they go boom, you did.
Diggle
So,
boom.
but you can't pop them too close to each other. You have to. I think it's a 2 second. debuff, 3-second debuff.
Oh, I don't
I don't know.
even
So
I don't know. I don't know, Jazzy. I just work
tank
here.
pops one, you wait, range pop another, you
Oh,
wait, range pop another, you wait, range pop the last one, you're done.
I, in fact, just work here.
What? You're not like have to keep all the strats locked away in your head
Oh,
for every difficulty simultaneously from all the different roles because you're calling stuff and doing strats and everything? What? I don't I don't understand.
I mean, I call stuff sometimes.
Sometimes.
I look, I am I am the official team secretary, all right?
So
Leave me
so what's it
alone.
like to be a complete slacker?
I'm not a slacker. Hey, I was purple parsing, leave me alone.
Oh god.
Don't you judge me, Jazzy.
No, you're doing all the judging. Paladin.
I mean, that is true. That is very true.
Oh man.
And I will continue to judge
Yeah, that's fine.
because I have found a newfound love for the paladin class.
Well, that's good. I have yet to find any love for the paladin class, but that's more of a me
Well,
thing. Probably comes fro
so
comes from playing D&D, and every paladin that I've ever played with D&D with, it has a death wish.
I mean, you have
And
a
you know
you know,
exactly who you are that I'm talking about, glares at fellow D&D partner.
Mark.
No, he doesn't
It's
D&D, he thinks it's too nerdy. I'm like, "We play a video game."
I he plays World of Warcraft,
I
okay?
know, you don't get to call stuff nerdy. That's not how this works.
Look, so I don't play D&D, but I play Pathfinder.
Close enough.
It is close enough.
TTRPG is whatever. I mean, it's all fun and games. I call it collaborative storytelling
I like that.
because it is.
I mean, yeah, it is.
Mhm.
It is. I like
Yeah,
it.
but yeah, every paladin, and I've played with I think 3 different ones, has just had this self-righteous death wish every time. And I'm just like, maybe don't charge into the BBEG when you're level 2
Why not? I mean,
and
level 2, I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I don't think you're gonna win. No, I have faith and right on my side. Yep, that's one surefire way to die.
Don't you know the cross on the armor is a target?
Yeah, exactly.
'Cause that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
You're not wrong.
Look, so in our Pathfinder campaign that, I play with people from my raid team when, it's a great time. You know who you are if you're listening to this. Um, I'm a cleric,
Of
and
course.
the dice hate me.
But here's the real question. Are you a cleric that actually heals, or are you a
Yes.
cleric that actually plays the game?
No, I'm a healer.
I don't believe that.
Although when we played this week, I did kill shit.
Good.
I was proud of me. I did damage. The dice didn't hate me.
Yay!
The dice gods did not hate me this week, Jazzy.
That's good. I'm glad. My dice always hate me, so
At least not the whole time.
oh no, mine always hate. Well, I should say when I am DMing my group, my dice hate me. When I'm playing my rogue, however, they really like me.
Is that
My
shoddy?
rogue, yeah, that's Shaddy. She's so good at stuff. It's also because she's level 18. So like,
I
yeah,
mean,
she kind
that
of can't be bad at certain things.
I mean, at that level, it
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. She
yeah.
totally didn't steal stuff off of an unconscious player last night who is also a friend. She has no self-control at
Are you
all.
you
Like, at
chaotic
all.
neutral?
Oh, yeah. Like, she's the epitome of chaotic neutral. It if she wasn't in a different room while the rest of the party was sleeping, she is stealing their stuff. She'll give it right back, but she still is going to steal it.
Just to see if she can.
Just to see what she can. She currently has 2, like, 8-inch cubes of incense stuffed in her shirt. For the record, she's a halfling, so that's, like, half of her body size. Yeah. Sorry, we've gotten distracted. That's the wrong game.
Because she's just getting distracted. Never happens,
I don't know
Jazzy.
what you're talking about. Squirrel.
Hi.
Hi. So anyway, back to Undermine and its liberation. So we talked about Vexy being entirely too easy. We've talked about circus tricks on rolling on balls with Styx Bunk Junker. We talked about Sprocketmonger Lock and Stock. I feel like that one needs a prefix or something. I'm gonna
What
go with
about
Maestro Sprocketmonger Lock and Stock.
what about Ricka
Um,
Ricka 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 Reverb?
that's Mr. Richard Reverberation the Third. Yeah, the DJ. What do you think of the DJ? Because we actually just killed him Wednesday,
We killed him Tuesday,
and
as is evident by the
yeah.
screenshot on the website.
Wait, we have a website?
We do have a website, you should go check it out.
Shameless self plug, eternal-kingdom.com. Yeah, I know what it is.
Yep, it
All of
is.
our kill shots are being posted up there. And if you're a team lead listening to this, you should post your kill shots up there.
Yep, you should,
Yes, you should.
because
Um,
then people get to see all the fun stuff we do.
yeah, it's been great.
It has been great.
So, what do you think about Mr. Richard Reverberation the Third?
I like it.
That's how yeah, I got stuck with bitch duty. So the way on
What's
Mythic,
that clicking on the things?
yeah, I roll the third tank, and because I am so tanky, I just my whole job is to go soak the pylons. How many stacks do you get to? Funny you should ask. There used to be a cap uh, of 15, which didn't hurt too bad. That has since been removed, and the cap is now you're dead. So I did get up to like 30 stacks before without dying. Um, if you're not a tank, don't do that. And even if you are a tank, don't do that. Yeah, it hurts.
I
But
mean, that's a lot of stacks.
something like 9,000% more damage from the ticking soaking of the pylons.
Okay, bye.
It's not like it's a lot or anything. It was only ticking for like 10 million a hit, but whatever.
I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, Jeezy Peasy, was that the wind?
It was not. I have no idea. But
That
what do you think of the fight as a heroic team? Do you like the fight? Do you not like the
Yes,
fight?
I do like the fight.
You do. Okay.
I think it's fun.
I so are y'all when you do it, are you going left to right, right to left, or are you going front to back? Or do you have
We
it
go
patterned at
we
all?
go around the outside of the room, and we
Around the
go to
outside?
uh-huh.
Around the outside.
We start at the back where he's at, and we
Right.
work our way around.
Just here's the real question though. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Or
We've
if you're
been
over the
going
pond, anti-clockwise?
we've been going clockwise.
People.
I know, we do it backwards, and it works for us.
No,
Don't
that's
you
a
judge me.
no, here's the problem. And we've had this debate, I think, in team lead, in RE chat, in like every chat possible. Clockwise, and I'm in the minority of this, by the way. Clockwise is the wrong direction.
Oh, we just that's how we
Counterclockwise
that's how
is
we've
the way
always
to go.
done it. That's how well, we all
That's
so
it's fine. It's
the
just the preference.
way no, look, listen, the way all the big guilds and the fancy raid teams and all do it, we do it backwards because that's what works for Harbinger.
Oh, we no. So like in Amir Smolderon, I believe Empire was the one team that went counterclockwise. The rest of the teams
Oh,
all went clockwise on that fight, and I hated it. I hated going clockwise around
yeah.
that boss. It is so unnatural to go left when you're looking to the inside. It bothers me. I hate it. I will always be a counterclockwise rotation person. It is just it's because I took math in school. Yeah,
You okay? You okay, Jazzy?
I have issues.
I can
I
I can hear that.
I argue semantics over things that matter absolutely 0, but I have strong
Uh,
opinions
um, w
on these things that matter absolutely 0.
you know what? If you didn't have opinions, you wouldn't be Jazzy.
This is true. So,
Because reasons.
exactly. We actually don't go, around the room, we go left to right, right to left. We do go sideways.
Ah,
So, and
I think we went clockwise.
that's
I
just
don't
because
know,
of how the pylons spawn.
I was killing I mean, the pylon spawned behind you, so you have kinda have to
Uh,
go backwards.
Technically, the pylons spawn on anybody at ranged as well as anybody within melee.
They spawn wherever they wanna spawn,
They
is
spawn
what you're
at
saying.
they spawn nearby anybody at ranged as well as anybody within melee of the boss. Not it has nothing to do with roll, has everything to do with distance from the boss. Ask me how I know.
Do I wanna know?
I may or may not have spawned many pylons right next to existing pylons because I was out there soaking them.
I mean I mean, hi.
So yeah.
It'll be alright,
If
Jazzy.
anybody out there is listening, that is how they spawn. They spawn on anybody out at ranged nearby them and anybody within melee range of Rick Reverb. There you
Ricka,
go.
ricka, ricka, reverb.
Now you know. But
Alrighty
I like
then.
that fight well enough. It's not a bad fight. It's a lot of movement for me, especially. But
I like it.
um, and I think they adjusted the ad health, which made it a lot better. So yeah, it's not bad at all. So we talked about Sprocketmonger. I'm sorry, Maestro Sprocketmonger, Lock and Stock.
Maestro.
So that's all the outside bosses. Then you go into the
I
casino.
can't wait to do the slot machine boss.
I can. Um, the one-armed bandit. Yeah, slot machine.
It's
Uh,
it's a slot machine. Get it right, Jazzy.
it is a slot machine. It is named the one-armed bandit.
I don't care what it's named. I'm always gonna call it the slot machine.
The one that kills me, and this is how I know Blizzard still likes doing their job. The weapon that drops off of the
Yeah, it's
slot
called
machine
Best in Slots.
is called in best in slots, which is the best in slot for so many people. Which
I want the
Blizzard
Best in Slot.
hate you.
And it's not fair because but we're gonna go back to this, but the dice rolls hate me. So the
The
only way I'm gonna get it is if I get it out my vault.
the what hates you?
The dice rolls?
Oh, that's right. Y'all group loot. Gotcha.
Yeah. Look, even if we were rolling for it, like master looting and rolling for it, the rolls would still hate me because reasons. I couldn't roll
Oh,
good to save my life.
oh. Well, when we master loot, we don't. It's not rolls unless it's transmog. We assign it to most deserving slash best performer slash best for. It's a complicated thing. I hate loot. Don't get me started on loot.
Why don't you tell us how you really feel?
It's been a week.
That you're telling me.
But the slot machine. So you've done it on normal, right?
Yes. Yes.
Um, Difference between heroic and normal is while the ads are out, the boss is actually movable and will still do his stuff. So you still have to kill 2 of the ads and then
Okay.
deposit their coins.
Okay.
but you still have to deal with the boss mechanics during that. Whereas on normal, he just rolls up to the center and just chills there until you deposit the coins.
He just hangs around.
Yeah, he just hangs around and he's just a target dummy, which means that you really want to milk that on normal if you're being optimal.
I mean,
But yeah, it's it's not a bad fight. It's a little boring from a tanking perspective because boss doesn't hurt.
you just
I
stand
say
there.
that I say that. I should preface this. I've been told that the boss actually does hurt by every tank that isn't a brewmaster.
I mean, if you're a blood DK, you just
You just fix that problem yourself. But yeah,
yeah.
it's I've been told by paladins and warriors and demon hunters, like, this boss actually hurts. Like, really? Are you sure? Have you
The
tried
last
stagger?
the last time I tanked on a really actually tanked on a paladin was Burning Crusade. Or not Burning
Oh,
Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King.
I I unfortunately tanked on a paladin ugh, during
Dude,
the TGP this past season, which I
why were you on a paladin?
because they were unkillable and they still are in keys.
Oh?
Yeah, like if you last season, if you look at any key done above a 12, 95% of them were on prop paladins, and the remaining 5% were distributed amongst the other ones.
I mean,
Yeah, if you're playing optimally, you're playing a prop paladin in keys. I think that's less so now, in season 2, but I still think it's by and
but I
large
don't wanna tank.
the number 1 tanking keys. I think prop warrior might be up there a wee bit,
I'm
but we'd have to see.
having fun
Enjoy being rat,
with
man.
my Ret Pally, alright? Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna get
I
tell you to do tank. Go
She was a
play, have fun.
Prot Pally in vanilla, before being a Prot Pally was cool. And then in Burning Crusade, when the only viable spec for a paladin was holy, she was a healer.
I
That
mean,
was during my
the dark days of healing.
uh, but you know what though? I was good at it, and the guild that I was in was we were server first. Um,
Nice.
I don't know if you know who Foundation is.
I think I've heard the name.
They were we competed for server first with them all the time. It The difference between us and Foundation is Foundation would raid nonstop until the bosses were dead. Like they would have groups of people cycle in and it would just be a nonstop cycle until it was dead.
See,
And it would still take them weeks and weeks and weeks to kill these bosses where we were on our 16-hour a week raid schedule. I look back at that and cringe. Um,
I'm at 12. Get over it.
and and we still killed bosses before them.
Yeah, it's
Like,
efficiency of time, not quantity.
mhm. We had a really good group of people. I think we were like world top 100, I think.
Well, that's good.
I mean, it's kind of a thing. Also, Kayla says hi.
Hi.
She has planted herself between me and my keyboard.
Right, exactly where she belongs.
She wants me to hug her because
Why aren't you hugging her?
I am hugging her. And she's purring for all she's
Good,
worth.
good.
She's fluffy and she's soft, and now she's gonna try to bite me. You can't have my microphone. What do you hear? I think the
I
wind just spooked her
oh, okay. So, sorry, we have sufficiently scrolled.
because that
Slot
never happened.
machine! Yeah, that never
Yeah.
happened. Um, but yeah, I think slot is one arm bandit is a decent fight. I do like and this is for the raid in general. Sprocket Monger Lock and Stock is significantly harder than Stick Spunk Junker. One Arm Bandit is significantly harder than Sprocketmonger. Muggsy is significantly harder than One Armed Bandit, and Galley, we'll talk about Galley. Um, like, it is a
So
solid, like, several boss ramp up at the end, which is
so
good.
when normal, I think Muggsy was harder than Gallywix.
Yeah, you would be correct. This is also the case on Heroic, for the record.
Oh, so what you're saying is Muggsy is gonna be our Anduin.
Yes,
Dude, that fight sucked.
without the kill your friend circles.
Yeah, that fight sucked.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that is one fight I'm not looking forward to.
Muggsy?
Yeah,
It's gonna be a rough one.
we'll be
Um,
alright. Look, you know what? In true Harbinger fashion, we'll go in there, it'll be one of the hardest bosses in there, and we'll kill it in a night.
you just do the
But then
mechanics of it, and the boss will die as
but
long as you
then
reach the 40% mark with hero and everything, you're good to go.
but then we hit the easy bosses and we struggle.
Yeah, that's because people don't respect them sometimes, and they say, "I'll be fine," and they are not
It'll be
fine.
alright. We got this.
Yeah. I was talking with one of my co-tanks, and he was saying, "Yeah, there's sometimes I'll just stand and stuff so I can get my damage bars up." I'm like, "Yeah, "It physically hurts me to do. I have trained myself to not stand and stuff no matter what. So, I cannot do that. It bothers the ever-living crap out of me to see a swirly and stay in it.
Look,
I can't. Years of training,
I
decades
am
of training has taught me otherwise."
I am still learning that I have a bubble and I can stand in a mechanic to beat up the boss.
See, I would just not stand in the thing. Like, that's just my default response is to move out of the swirly.
No, it's my default response to move out of the swirly too,
I can't.
because look, I
damage.
played an elemental shaman and then I played a shadow priest.
Well, the Shadow Priest can't stand in anything.
Before and I was a mage at one point.
Mages can't.
So, elemental shamans have one of the best defensive abilities in the game.
Thank you for saying
But
so. I constantly have to berate my shamans into believing that. But
but
yes,
but
there's no but.
it is on a 2-minute cooldown. Beyond that, your "oh shit" button is reincarnate.
Yeah, a damage up.
So, I am so used to moving out of stuff because I've played squishy range classes. I'm not used to playing a paladin where I have buttons that I can push, so if I clip the very edge of a mechanic, it's not gonna kill me.
Not only is it not going to kill you, you can also just flat out heal yourself all the way up
Mhm.
and just make healers go, "Wait, did they stand in something? I don't remember."
I didn't push the yellow button that looks like a hand.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely didn't push that one. Why do you have forbearance?
Because I bubbled, and I have bop and blessing of freedom, so if I stand in something that roots me, I can get out of it.
See, I'm a gnome and I have Tiger's Lust. Ain't nothing gonna keep me standing still.
It'll be alright.
Oh, yeah. But Muggsy was a fun boss, actually. I enjoyed Muggsy. We struggled with it a little bit, though, if I'm being honest. It's hard. Um, the getting the balance of people in the jails without keeping some of them out and getting that timing down was actually um, little bit of managerial task. And then again, the 40% to zero burn.
Mhm.
Yeah, because there is a decent enrage, which is not fun.
The one boss that you hold hero.
I know.
But that's not my job
Technically,
anymore. That's not my job anymore because 'cause I'm not on my shaman anymore.
technically, on Mythic anyway, you hold hero on Bandit. technically, because you can milk the first phase until you use
Mhm.
all of the 6 combinations,
Mhm.
and then once cooldowns are up for everybody, you cross that 30% threshold
You go
and
pew pew.
go pew pew hard. Yep. Oh, we didn't even talk about the big thing with Bandit. How have been getting next to coins?
Hmm?
Have you even tried this?
No, we've had range doing it.
No, 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 not sending coins back, not making the coins disappear. You do know that if you stand next to the coin as it's rolling, you get I think it's 15% damage buff.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah,
You know I'm about to go hunt down coins now, Jazzy.
good, because the fight kind of requires it for damage numbers.
We'll be alright.
Yeah. So, pro tip, stand next to the coins, not in the coins path, not in that blue line. Don't stand in that. That's bad. You're going to get stunned. I will laugh at your
Just
corpse.
stand next to them.
Next to it, and it
Go
on
food.
testing it was actually very difficult. You had to be like right next to it. Now it's a lot more forgiving. Be within a yard of the coin of either side of the coin and you're good to go. So like when the boss sends it out, stand next to the coin, get a damage buff. When they send it back to make the coin go away, stand next to it, get a damage buff. You can keep it up for like I want to say it's close to 60% uptime if you really min max it. Yeah, it can be a little grotesque. But
Don't give me ideas, Jazzy.
I mean, play good, win big. That's all you gotta
Pew pew.
do. On
Get 'em.
Mythic, you have to use the coins to hit the ads.
Oh.
Yeah, the ads go take 0 damage at 25%. Like you can get them down to 25%, but they will
Mhm.
stop there unless you hit them with a coin.
Oh, that's bull hockey.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
yeah. So, and you only have 2 coins out at a time, so you have to hit the ones that you're actually wanting to kill.
So you gotta
Yeah,
aim them the right way.
yeah.
You gotta aim it right,
You gotta aim it. Yeah.
or you ain't gonna hit it.
Exactly. So that distinctly sounds like a hunter job to me, but
It does sound like a hunter job to me.
love you, hunters.
And then if
uh,
it look, and then if it fails, you
right, we can
blame the
just blame the
hunter
hunters.
because we blame
Exactly.
them for everything else. But that's neither
Exactly.
here nor there.
Especially pulling
Sorry,
early.
Bruin, if you're listening.
Love you, ever,
It's your fault.
Cameron.
It's all your fault. It's also Snow's fault too.
Yeah, well, of course, but everything is Snow's fault. I
Yeah,
know.
I don't care what tune she's on at the
It's
moment.
always her fault.
She's a hunter, and it's always her fault. Love you,
Love you, Snow.
Snow.
uh, we've been around this guild too long. We have so much
We
dirt.
It's what, 8 years at this point, Jazzy?
Close to it, yeah. Whew.
It's been too long.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
been
man.
I think haven't we both been around for every streamathon except the first one?
Except for the first one, yes. I
Man,
may have missed some of them, but I have been in the guild for them.
look, I don't even wanna talk about missing fundraisers, missing streamathons, because at one time I was stuck in the airport with 2 children for,
Oh,
like
yeah.
oh, I was there for, like, 12
Oh.
hours, Jazzy, and then they canceled the flight.
Yep.
And I had to break my children's hearts and tell them, "Sorry, they canceled your flights. You don't get to go see Gammy and Gambie because they can't get you on another flight for, like, a week."
That's messed up, man.
Yeah, I mean,
That's so messed up.
yeah, they kept pushing it back by, like, 2 hours, and then they pushed it back another 2 hours, and I told the girl, I said, "Is there another flight that we can get them on?"
Yeah.
And, "Oh, no, this one isn't gonna get canceled," and then it got canceled. I was so
Yeah.
mad. I
Yeah.
was so, so mad because it was during Streamathon, and I wanted to run my key,
Yeah.
and I wanted to run other people's keys because I'm on a team, and I was sad.
Yeah. I know the hammers.
I hope so. It's been the same 4 of us for how many Streamathons now?
A lot. A lot. I'm gonna go with a lot. Final answer.
I mean, it's always been me, Airy, Azrael, and Keel.
Yeah.
And then, we always run one of Kaz's keys because it's reasons.
Because pity
Um,
key? I'm sorry, I shouldn't say
hey,
that.
he holds his own.
Uh-huh.
He's on a warlock now.
What? Does he just tune hop every tier or something?
Not every tier.
Not every I like how to qualify that.
So, if I remember correctly, his warlock was his original tune.
That's how I remember him, so that tracks.
So, he is on his warlock now. And it's funny that he's back on his original tune. My paladin was created day 1 vanilla.
Right.
So I'm
Nerd.
back on my original I don't wanna hear it. You got a lot of room to talk. So any any what boss haven't we talked about? Gallywix?
Mugsy
Mugsy. I don't wanna talk about
and
Mugsy.
Gallywix.
I don't wanna
Mugsy.
talk about Mugsy.
Mugsy's
You
a
gotta
good
stand you gotta get people to stand inside the little earth pillar walls and
yeah,
kill the ad, and then they break them, and then you still
yeah.
gotta find time to DPS the boss, and it's just and then 40% you hit hero, and you hope you kill him before he kills you.
And
TLDR.
also and also
Spoilers.
hit the mines, but not all at the same time, otherwise your healers cry. Unless you wanna make your healers cry, in which case hit them all at the same time.
I just bubble
Um,
through it.
no, it's because they explode on everybody, and they cause circles that need to be soaked by everybody.
I'll just bubble and live through it.
That's not how that works.
Hey, bubble is an immunity to everything, okay?
Yeah, but not for the raid.
I
Rude.
mean, the boss is gonna come and smack me once everybody is dead anyway, so
Yeah, and then your bubble runs out and you go, "Why aren't there any tanks to save me? Oh, no."
I have
That's
pop.
exactly how you sound, by the way.
And I have horse, I can kite him.
I was gonna say pro tip, tanks. Hi, yes, I know. Nobody ever talks about you. It's alright, I will now. His frontal on the lovingly called mud side, on the right side as you walk in, his frontal that makes you have to run around and drop gold everywhere, is significantly larger of an arc than you think it actually is. You
Oh?
have been warned. It is 180 degrees of an arc. Don't hit your fellow raiders who are inside the jails. Don't hit your co-tank who is hopefully behind the boss. And then run. There you
I
go. That was my
mean
PSA.
I mean,
We found out the hard way that not only does that cleave 180 degrees, it goes through the walls of the jail.
I I mean,
So some of our melee were like right next to the boss, but well inside the jail. And we're like, why did I just get cleaved? Why do I need to run around now? What is happening?
because reasons.
Yeah.
I mean,
But yeah,
yeah, I'm not looking forward to that fight.
it's a hard fight. It is probably the hardest fight in there.
The
Um,
only I just inhaled slobber.
don't do
Um,
that.
I'm not dying, I promise.
I don't believe that.
The only reason I'm looking forward to Gallywix is because I hate him.
I know.
I
It's
wanna
so
kill
good.
him so bad.
My issue, well, okay, well, my superficial issue with the Gallowix fight is I do play with game sounds on, meaning I hear the voice lines, and I have to hear his voice the entire fight.
Oh, no,
I
Jazzy.
hate that part because he says the worst puns like, "Get a load of these guns." No, really, get a load of them. Like, I
Oh
hate you
my
so
god.
much right now. Can I please come into that little head of a robot you have and beat your ass?
I mean, we
Yeah,
technically we kinda do. Well,
I know. It's
I
worth
mean,
it.
the robot does,
Yeah.
but
Um,
still, we we
yeah,
we are we are the means to his end.
yes, and I'm happy about this.
And
But
me too.
Galley on heroic it's an okay fight. It's really hard for healers off the hop. Um, so you split up into 2
Mhm.
teams,
Mhm.
and you have to group soak a frontal, but the frontal
Mhm.
puts a heal absorb. When that heal absorb leaves or gets removed, you go boom to the whole
You
raid.
go boogle boom.
But how much you go boom is proportional to how much health you are missing.
Oh, so if you're topped off, you're not doing
Right.
shit.
But the problem is the frontal does damage and then puts a heal absorb. So it's not like you can get healed back up to make that boom smaller. So you
But you
need to
can bubble it.
yeah, you have to you can bubble the damage, you can't bubble the actual debuff. Nice try though.
Yeah, but I could bubble the damage so that when the heal absorb is gone, I don't go boom and hurt my friends.
Yes, you will, because when the debuff leaves is when it goes boom.
But if I'm at full health, it's not gonna do
It's
damage.
not much, correct? Yes. You can bubble the frontal. That was gonna be my point. Use defensives on the frontal, not on the heal absorb.
Not the boom.
Not the boom, use it on the frontal. Like I was popping diffuse magic is amazing. I have dampen harm because I'm a tank. Any of your defensives to mitigate the frontal damage will help out your healers a lot. Um, and then running the bombs. We have our mage doing it, and he's very unhappy about it. I can't blame him. I would hate it too. Yeah, but the fight is actually relatively easy.
Look, I look,
I was expecting more, let me put it that way.
we are gonna show Muggsy is gonna be our brick wall.
Yeah,
But once we get past Muggsy, we'll be fine.
yeah.
Because Muggsy is gonna be our Anduin, and it's funny because we split into group 1 and group 2, and there are Anduin groups because that's where they were established. And we still have a lot of the same people on the raid team
Oh, yeah.
that were there when we killed Anduin. We have a
Oh, I
bunch of new
believe.
people too, and they have inherited spots in the Anduin groups, but more than half of us have been there since then. So we just instinctively know what side they need to go to. And yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But no, it messes with the PI assignments because the people are just spread out and then I got to refigure it out.
With the what assignments?
PI.
I don't understand.
Oh my
Why do
god,
you have a
Jazzy.
private investigator?
Look, I inherited PI assignment duty when I was on my priest.
Again, the
Um
private
And
investigator is a weird thing to have
I
in WoW, but okay.
just kinda followed me back to the shaman because I went from the priest back to the shaman because I don't like what they did with priests. I don't like what they did with shaman. They overcomplicated a class that was already complicated, and I don't like it.
For those of you wondering why I'm refusing to acknowledge PI, I invite you to go listen to our Death Knight podcast with Nixta and Azrael, and listen to me yell at clouds to get off my lawn for a solid 30 minutes.
I mean, I don't even what episode was that? I don't even remember.
It was the Death Knight class episode I remember. That's
It's
all.
been we need to do another class episode.
We do. We do.
Maybe we could do paladin next.
Ew.
I knew that was gonna be your reaction, that's why I said it. Uh, we'll have to we'll
Oh
have to we'll
god.
have to figure something out.
Yeah, we'll get something sorted for sure.
We'll
But
figure
yeah,
something out. Maybe we can do druids.
I mean, if we're going in order, in alphabetical order, it would be Demon Hunter.
Well, we didn't say we were going in alphabetical order.
Didn't we?
Did we? I don't think
I
we
don't
did.
remember. It was so long
We just
ago.
started with Death Knight because it was at the top and we couldn't decide what we wanted to do. So
Probably.
we just started at the top. Any Anywho,
Sorry, we've sufficiently scrolled now.
I mean, race for world first.
Yes.
Liquid won, right?
Yes, they did. Twice in
I
a row. Suck at EU. I'm sorry, not really, but actually really. Um, yeah. Liquid twice in a row. And it wasn't It wasn't terribly close. Let me put it this way, it wasn't questionable.
Didn't they
And
get Gallywix in the first 100 pools?
they got it exactly 100 pulls.
Nice.
Yeah, pull
That's a
100.
that's a lot of pools.
They had more pulls on Styx Bunk Junker.
Oh, that's the junkyard boss.
Yeah,
I mean, that boss sucks.
yeah. They were commenting when they were on Styx too, like, "Wait, 4th boss has over 100 pulls? What's happening?
I
Like,
don't
did
like
Blizzard
it.
really turn this up?" And the answer was, "Yeah."
I don't like it, Jazzy.
Styx? Styx ain't bad. But yeah, Liquid won, despite a power outage, despite the instance being royally screwed up constantly, despite Muggsy bugs that still existed on the kill of Muggsy, and despite what some people have hypothesized as the mythic mechanics for Gallywix not actually working, uh,
I mean, that's not their
yeah,
fault.
no, it is not. But
Blame
yeah,
Blizzard.
they managed to get the world first mythic Gallywix kill,
Ooh,
uh, to follow up their world first
ooh.
mythic. My brain just turned off. What was the last raid?
The wait,
What was the last raid that we just did? Oh,
it was the
Nerebar, Queen Ansarek.
Bar.
After their world's first mythic, Queen Ansarek in Nerebar Palace. Wow.
Dude, that boss, I didn't like that boss. There was so much stuff on the ground, and being in a like, it was better when I was on my shaman, but I did more damage on the paladin, but everything was so much to dodge. Hi.
Yeah.
So
But yeah, congrats to
I'm cracking.
Liquid. I was rooting for you the whole time, and just glad to see it stay at home in NA. Woo!
Woo. But
Um,
so, all right, next topic, Mythic Plus. What are we thinking about the new dungeon pool?
it's a pool of dungeons.
Look,
I
I'm weird.
yes, you are.
I like Theater of Pain.
No, I was gonna say Theater Pain used to be one of those dungeons. I was like, "Ugh, I guess we'll run Theater Pain again. Whatever. I like Theater
So
Pain now.
look, so the new ground effects make it so
So
much
much better.
easier
So much
because
better.
look, I'm gonna tell you that last boss when those um like
The charge
everything
yeah,
like you
the blow
couldn't
up
see it.
pairs and then yeah, you can't. They would
Like
fade
you didn't.
out.
Yeah, and now
Yeah,
you can actually see it.
yeah, yeah,
It's
100%.
great. It's great.
Now, I will say, I think it's Zev, the one where you have to duel somebody and you come back, whatever, right? That one?
Oh,
His
the arena boss.
Yeah, the arena boss. His mechanics need to have this update. Specifically, the frontal needs to
Mhm.
have a frontal animation, rude
Yes.
blizzard, not just which
Yes.
way is he facing with that tiny
Yes.
graphic. That is that a graphic? I don't know. He just
Oh,
seems to
you're
be
talking about
I'm dead.
you're talking about the line.
Yes, the line, not the half
Yeah.
frontal. That one's more or less clear.
We have a bean that's saying hi now too.
You and your cats.
Well, she hears me talking to somebody and she can't see who I'm talking to.
Yes, she can. I've told her. We're on face. It's a thing. Um, but yeah, I like theater pain.
Uh-huh.
Strangely,
I like the one that's in the city.
the one that's in this city. Which city?
Dornegal.
The one that's in Dornegal.
I can't for the life of
Oh,
me think of what the name of that dungeon is.
Cinderbrew?
No, that's not in the city.
Oh, Rookery. Sorry,
Yes,
Rookery.
Rookery.
Rookery's not bad.
I I was
I
trying to I'm thinking brewery, like
Yeah. Um, so the thing with Rookery that I found out actually the last time I ran Rookery is that I can unnecessarily skip in the last room. You can, if you have anything that slows your fall, you can land on like that first platform on the right side of the boss
Mhm.
and skip the ramp and go around of trash.
Okay.
You still need it for percent usually, but you can
I mean, then why don't you just run through and kill it?
because it takes time.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to go back and kill it anyway.
Right, but then I can overpull, and then we just kill everything until the
Oh my
meter's
gosh.
full. That's way easier. I told you it was an unnecessary skip. I can do
I mean,
it.
I'm so
I don't mind the Rookery. I've run it a few times, though.
I'm actually not minding Mechagon. Like, the first time I was in there, the
I
changes on
don't
the
like the new
first
changes.
I don't know. So we were trying to do it the old way.
Yeah, you can't.
We didn't realize that it was a stack and burn,
Yeah, stack and burn.
instead of having to kill the tank first. Um,
Oh, yeah. Stack and
but
burn.
but now that we figured that out, I actually don't mind it. What
I
are you trying to
I
steal?
don't like it. I like the old version
Come
better.
here. Come here. I have a
The focus
kitten.
and kill the tank. I also, well, I like that because the other one that was actually tanked had just armor plating that you had to remove by going from the hammer to hammer to hammer.
Mhm.
Now it's randomly, or I shouldn't say randomly, on a timer put on, and then you have to take it off. So it's like a little bit of timed movement to happen. And then they added the bombs. I don't like the bombs. They're just in the way. They're not even
They
hard to
really are in
dodge.
the way.
They're just hard to dodge. It's not like it's actually a hard mechanic. Just go around. Okay, I can't go that way now. Thanks. Like it's not a big deal. It's just annoying more than anything.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and
The
then they
metery
changed.
the metery I like the bee boss.
I do not like meadery.
What's wrong with the bee boss?
Um,
I don't
it's
like the
so
dungeon.
boring
I don't like the dungeon, but I like the bee boss.
because as a tank, that fight is utterly boring.
The last boss is pretty cool too.
Last boss is fine, although we've been cheesing it lately, and our healer's just been saying, "Eh, just let them all explode at the end. It'll be fine." So we don't even bother blowing up the barrels. We just
No,
wait for them to
you just
explode.
you just zerg the boss.
Yeah, just zerg the boss.
Go
So
pew 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 pew.
yeah, made it a
What do
bit
you
of a
think
boring.
what do you think about the new effects?
The pulsars. It's funny watching people try to get people to soak them because they
Dude,
keep going the wrong way.
dude, Jazzy, the hitbox on those things is so freaking small. Like
It's
you run
also has a Z-axis. So if you're on a ramp, you have to jump to get the one above you.
I know. It's just
The one thing
yeah.
Blizzard actually put a Z-axis on. Screw you, Blizzard.
It's bad in Priory on the second boss.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh my like, you gotta stay down on the bottom, otherwise you're gonna suck at the orbs, and then, like, dude, look, you can run right over top of those orbs and still not hit 'em.
Yep, absolutely.
It's like, jeez, like, they need to increase hitbox on those things or something
They do.
because yeah, reasons.
Yeah, they also need to make them spawn a bit more predictably as far as orientation goes,
My
because
favorite one is still the ad that you kill.
the ad that you kill.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. Because I that's my favorite too, because I can touch a death it.
It doesn't work anymore.
What are you talking about? It doesn't work anymore.
We had a monk in our we have a monk in our Wednesday group, and he was touch of deathing him, and it only takes him to, like, half health. It doesn't
Yeah.
completely burn through the shield like it used to.
It's a Windwalker, right?
Whatever the DPS monk is.
Windwalker, yeah. Their touch of death, if it doesn't kill, will only do 35% of their health, as in the
Uh,
monk's health. So it's just the shield is smaller in the first season because of
maybe,
scaling.
maybe.
Um, it's always
I don't
been that
know.
way. You want
I
a
I I
brewmaster to touch death because it's significantly
I
more.
I mean, we've got a blood death knight as our tank, alright?
It's fine.
In both groups that I run with, it's the same blood death knight.
I
Or
know.
if he's not available, Keel tanks, and we got a bit.
Bears don't tank.
Yeah, he does.
Bears aren't real people.
They're bears. They're druids.
The druids.
They're druids.
Oh man, but yeah, how what kind of how much IO have you gotten? What's been your what level of keys
Uh,
have you been running?
I think the
Let's
highest I've done is a 7.
okay,
I think my IO is like 1,700, something
okay.
like that. I don't even know. You know what? You That's a good question. What is is my IO?
You should probably check that because I'm curious.
I'm about to find out.
Um, Mine currently is, hang on, let me pull up I am 2535,
Dang.
and I believe my highest key is
I will
I
get
have
my portals.
I have a timed 11 Dark Flame Cleft. Yep, that's my best run is a timed 11 Dark Flame. I almost have all of my portals. I need a few more. You can go away. No, that close. But yeah,
Um,
I mean it's a pool of dungeons. It's a bit of a mixed bag. There's not one that's just like, oh, it's Waycrest Manor again. Woo! I will always take a Waycrest Manor, Blizzard, if you're listening. Always, always, forever. I love that dungeon.
I like
Um,
Waycrest. I was excited.
yeah, I will always take a Waycrest. I love that dungeon, and I realize that Brew is terrible in that dungeon. I don't care. I don't care. That dungeon is amazing. Continue. I like Mechagon. I'm
Right?
glad it's not Junkyard. I'm really done with
Yeah.
Junkyard.
Yeah,
Workshop is better.
there was a lot of trash in Junkyard.
Yes, there was.
There
Um,
was.
what else do we got? Dark Flame. What do you think about the Darkness boss? Do you think we're gonna fight him again since
Maybe?
he goes
You know
away?
what? You know
I think
what?
second time in the expansion they pulled that number.
I mean, look, I like my Raider IO is exactly 1,700.
Nice.
Um, I like that bug boss that they brought back.
Rashanon?
Yeah.
I mean, would you like the Darkness or whatever his name is to come
I don't
back?
I don't
I don't.
know.
I
I don't
don't think
know.
so.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't want to have to micromanage a candle. That sounds like a horrible mechanic.
That is very true. That's I don't know, it's just it's weird. Like, I like the cart aspect of it.
So about the actual the cart before you do the throwing the dynamite thing.
Yeah.
Spoilers if you haven't done the dungeon, also go do the dungeon. Um, they sped that part up a lot, and I like that. I believe, and this isn't confirmed, but I believe as long as the majority of your group is not in combat, the cart will proceed at full pace. Meaning, if your tank runs ahead and grabs everything before the cart and leaves everybody else out of combat, it will just blaze all the way to the end. We got like halfway through before it finally slowed down, and then we just killed a big
Mhm.
mass of things, and then we got all the way down to the end. It was a good run.
I mean,
Yeah,
reasons.
yeah. So what else we talked about? Cinderbrew. The bee boss I don't like.
I like the
It's
B-Boss.
so boring as a tank. You get one debuff, you just drop it against a wall and then just tank the
But
boss. Like,
I'm not a tank.
yeah, I know, but it's still boring.
I am not a bank. Yeah, bank. I am not a tank.
You're also not a bank. You are a
I
person.
know I'm not a bank either. Although my kids think I am.
Oh,
But that's neither here nor
kids, they're dumb.
that's neither here. Oh my
Uh,
gosh.
Speaking of kids and suckering you in out of your money, um, we have on our notes here Girl Scout cookies and fundraiser chocolate. I got suckered in to buying way too much chocolate for this absolutely adorable 8-year-old's softball team that came to my door with her big, gorgeous eyes and said, "Would you like to buy some chocolate?" I said, "Yes. Yes, I would."
My look, so my youngest was selling the world's finest chocolate bars.
That's what these are. They're world's finest chocolate, but chocolate covered almonds.
So, no, well, they did the candy bars, not the chocolate covered almonds. If they'd have done the chocolate covered almonds, that would have been game over for me because I love chocolate covered almonds. But
They are
that's
delicious.
neither here nor there. No. So, the first box that he brought home, my brother bought the entire box.
That's the smart play. Like, if
Well,
you know
so
somebody is it
my
just the
brother
chocolate or is it like, are there
no,
nuts in it? Is it caramel? I know
so
there's different
they
varieties.
have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, caramel, almond, and then Crispin wafer.
I would be all over the dark chocolate and the Crispin wafer. Those are my that's my that's
I
my
still
jam.
have some in my dining room because there were, like, 8 left in the box when we had to turn the money in. So, my brother bought the first box.
Mhm,
My brother is a civil engineer, he works for a large company.
mhm.
So, he at any time either one of my children are selling candy, he will go and he will buy the first box, and then he takes it to work and he sells it
Okay,
and gets his money back after he takes
cool.
what he wants.
That's kinda
Um,
strange because I would just take the box and become a diabetic.
and then we got a second box, and my neighbors found out about it, so he didn't even look, he this little dude didn't even have to go walking door to door, they came to him because they saw him walking home with the box.
Kids got it way too easy these days, man.
So he sold half the box on his way home from the bus stop with the
I had to
second
go door
box.
to door, barefoot in the snow, uphill both ways.
And then he brought it in here, and one of my friends bought 10 of them, so that's 40 of the 60 candy bars, and then another one of my friends came over and bought another 10 of them, so that's 50 of the 60 candy bars, and then my husband took the last 10 to work and sold them, and then we got another box.
Oh, jeez.
I think we sold 4 boxes,
Nice.
but there were whatever number it was, there were 8 of them left. No, there was like 10 of them left. I still have 8 of them in the other room. My
Where did
older
those last
son
2 go, Shay? Huh?
I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, you know what? I out of the 4 boxes, I had 1.
And how many did Rita have?
He only had 1.
See, there's the 2.
Um, but no, and then my older son sold Joe Corby's pizza kits.
I don't even know what those are.
They are
I'm as
so freaking good.
I'm assuming it's pizza.
They are so they sell pizza kits, um, and then they sell, like, the French bread pizza, and they sell mozzarella sticks and cookie dough. It's basic school fundraiser stuff, but the pizza is
Yeah.
really freaking good.
Oh god.
I always get one. I'm still waiting. You know what? I wonder they haven't given a date for when it's coming in yet.
Oh, you should know that.
Hopefully it doesn't come in while I'm in Michigan, because 'cause I'm gonna have to send my hu
100%.
I'm gonna have to send my husband to go get it.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because yeah.
Okay, I think I've
Yeah.
asked you this, but what is your favorite Girl Scout cookie since that's on here?
Mm.
I know mine,
Thin
it's Thin
Thin
Mints in the
Mints.
freezer.
Definitely Thin Mints.
Thin Mint in the freezer, yeah,
Although
all day long.
I like, Samoas. They're
Are
called
those
Caramel
those
Delights now, but
Samoas, yeah,
they are Samoas, they will always be Samoas because
yeah,
Samoas.
yeah.
Um,
Those are
dude.
delicious. I can't binge those like I can the Thin Mints, but I can yeah.
Speaking of
Oof.
Girl Scout cookies, my best friend's daughter sells them, and she just brought me 4 boxes today.
So you got the hookup, eh?
I got 2 boxes of Thin Mints because Thin Mints.
Sounds like
I got
infinity
1 bo
box is not
I
enough, but
got
okay.
1 box of the French toast things.
The what?
So they're I you know what? Let me go get the pack, I'll tell you what they're called. But they're
French
like they look like little pieces of bread.
Oh, the shortbreads!
Oh, hold on. I'm about to tell you what these things are called, 'cause I got
We are all
er
waiting with bated breath.
they are called Toastier.
Toast
Toastier.
Toast okay, that's worse.
The description is French toast inspired cookies dipped in delicious icing.
Oh, that sounds delicious.
They taste almost like a nice animal cookie.
Ooh.
They're really good, Jazzy.
I
Ow.
need to find some Girl Scouts around me. For cookies! For cookies, FBI! Jeez.
So I have 2 different friends that live within 15 minutes of me, who both have a daughter that sells Girl Scout cookies. Actually, um, my oldest son's best friend's aunt, that's a mouthful for you. Her
Oldest son's
so
best friend's yeah. Oof.
so Alex's best friend's cousin is a Girl
Mhm.
Scout too, and they only live 10 minutes away.
I mean,
So I
that's
I
like
have
apply distance is what that is.
I have at least 3 people that are close that I can buy Girl Scout cookies from.
See,
So
I have to do it the plebeian way and go to, like, Walmart
oh, I don't even have to do that. I can get them
and
delivered
let
right
them
to me.
accost me.
Jazzy, one of the people that I buy Girl Scout cookies from me lives like it's like a 3-minute drive from my house to her house.
My god.
If it is Girl Scout season, all I have to I'm like, "Hey, Christina, you got any of this left? Yeah. You want some? Please. I'll cash app you the money."
Any EK people that happen to have children that are in the Girl Scouts, um, I think you just found 2 addicts and or buyers. I'm just saying.
You can have them shipped.
I
Jazzy,
know.
you can
I
it's
know. I
expensive,
have.
but you can have them shipped.
I have. Don't worry. I know where to get my fix of Girl Scout cookies.
Oh my
I don't
god.
have a problem. I promise.
Nah. No, you don't. No, you don't.
No.
Any anywho, so we got
Oh,
a bunch of fun events coming up in the guild,
we do?
including in a few months the Streamathon. So be on the
Yeah,
lookout for more details on that.
that's
That's
coming up, guys.
that's one of me and Jazzy's favorite times of the year.
I love Streamathon, and I intentionally have nothing scheduled, not because I'm boring. No, no, no. Whoever said that's a liar, but because of the Streamathon, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So date and more info to come.
Yeah, pay attention.
So
That featured content channel. Featured
it's
content.
it's going to be fun this time
Mhm.
around.
Always
Uh,
is.
so yeah, so be on the lookout for that, and
Mhm.
there's going to be some exciting news coming with podcasts.
Mhm. If you
Um,
like this podcast, just
just
wait.
wait. But in all seriousness, we've been looking for ways to be more engaging with it. And I think that you guys are all going to enjoy the changes to be
Mhm.
determined. Me
Are
and
we
Jazz, me,
revealing what any of
no,
those are?
we are not revealing any of what they are, not yet.
Ooh, secrets, mystery, nobody knows.
So be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It
It's
is.
we have to iron out the details of it, Jazzy, before
Yeah.
we tell
Oh, for
everybody.
sure. For
But
sure.
we know where we're going with the special episodes of them.
Mhm. Mhm.
So be on the listen for that.
Beyond the listen, I get it's a podcast, but come on.
Don't you judge me, Jazzy.
Watch on the horizon for the coming new podcast things.
Change is
Using
coming.
only your eyes and nothing else.
I I
Oh,
mean,
I'm in
it'll
a
be a
mood.
I can tell
Look,
that you are in the mood.
I am in a mood.
Speaking of which, when are you coming to visit me, Jazzy?
Oh God, I don't know. So many things. There's Streamathon happening soon. I gotta be ready for that. I
Okay.
I gotta figure out a date. I need to do like a round trip visit of like you and Zos and
Zeus is what
Snow
he's
and
Snow is in the same state as you.
it doesn't mean anything. This is Texas. I can drive
Look,
for 12 hours and still be in Texas.
Look, I'm gonna be so my trip to Michigan is gonna to visit, WoW Friends. Um, you know who you are.
I know who
Can't
they are
wait.
too. I'm staring at
Can't
you.
can't wait. I'm excited. But it's gonna be like so this afternoon my GPS said 8 hours and 13 minutes, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm old and I can't sit that long. So it's probably gonna be more like a 10 or 11-hour trip because I'm gonna be stopping every couple of hours to pee.
Of course.
And maybe get some coffee and food, and my
Is
plan is, look, Jazzy, I'm doing this the smart way. My plan is to be up and on 70 before rush hour hits.
You may
And
think
then
that's the smart way. I can tell you that's not how it's going to happen.
well, come on, Jazzy, you really think I'm gonna be sleeping through my alarms that morning? I'm gonna be so excited.
Yes, you're also going to be exhausted from not sleeping.
I'll be alright. I'll compensate with coffee.
Oh, that definitely won't have to
The
make you pee at all.
There is a Rofo on my way from my house to the highway
A
at
what?
Royal Farms.
Okay,
It's kinda like a 7-Eleven,
gotcha.
but
You
their
said
coffee,
Rofo, like I know what that
yeah,
is.
we call it Rofo.
Okay, great.
Their coffee is really good, and it's only like $1.50 for a
I, I,
large.
I'm gonna upset people. I don't drink coffee.
Are you human?
No.
Yeah, I know you're a gnome.
Exactly,
Um,
and better.
but
No, I don't drink coffee. I don't actually like coffee. I do like a good cappuccino. It's nothing against coffee, it's just not my drink du jour. However, copious amounts of caffeine are consumed in, carbonated beverages for me.
I
So,
mean, the caffeine
yeah,
is a thing, but no,
copious amounts of caffeine.
so here's my reasoning for doing it that way, Jazzy, because so, most of this is not gonna make sense to most people because they're not familiar with the area that I live in. But for those of you who are, you will fully understand what I am talking about. When you get on 695 during rush hour from Bel Air Road all the way out through Owings Mills,
That is a
it's a
very specific group of people.
it is a gridlock. So, just so for context, for to get from my house to 70 takes about a half an hour without traffic. If I go out in rush hour, it's gonna take me 2 hours to get from my house to 70.
Just saying, you're targeting a very small group of people that may or may not be listening to this podcast. If you know this
Oh.
highway between these 2 exits at this
Oh,
specific
no,
point in
it's
time,
not 2 exits, it's like a 20-mile span of the highway.
I said
That is
between 2
gridlock.
exits, yeah.
It is gridlock during rush hour, and I hate it because and reasons. At least I'm not taking the Jersey Turnpike and fighting the road work too.
Oh god, also Jersey, just saying. Whew.
No, so it runs me up 70 to Pittsburgh, and then it runs me west.
Okay, fun. Well,
And
I'm
then it's
sure you'll
just
have a great time.
I am so excited. I can't wait. I'm gonna get away from my kids
Oh,
for
rude.
a couple of days. I know
But
it's
what
only a
about
couple of
their
days.
feelings?
They're already I've already had to promise them I'm gonna take them somewhere else to get them to go away and leave me alone. My youngest wants to go to the Antietam battlefield in Harper's Ferry.
This the kudos.
So, the Antietam battlefield is it's like an hour and a half from where I live.
Yeah. I
It's
was gonna
out
say,
by Charleston, West Virginia,
mhm.
and
For a
while we're
kid
out
to ask
there,
for that though, like, kudos.
look, Jazzy, this child is
See,
you don't
I
even
would've been that
under
kid that was like, "Can we go to the Bahamas instead?"
you don't understand, Jazzy. So this child, his upset oh my g look, he started on lemurs,
I mean, good choice. They're
and
adorable.
then it switched to the Titanic,
Oh boy. Okay.
and
Kind of a
then it
detour.
and hold on, then it went to the bubonic plague,
I mean, I just call
then
it
it
the culling.
then back to lemurs, then to the Civil War, and then he hyperfixated on Antietam because he found out that the Antietam battlefield is so close to where we live.
Uh-huh.
And then it was the War of 1812 because Fort Howard is only like 20 minutes from where we live, and that's the point where the British made landfall during the War of 1812. Sorry for the history lesson, but it's very close. And Fort McHenry and all that fun stuff is really close to where I live too. So um you used to be able to see the Key Bridge from it.
I
I have
mean, you could still see the remnants.
There are the remnants, you could see the 2 ends of it where it used to be.
Yeah,
Um, dude, that, like, it still doesn't feel real. That bridge has always been there.
I
And
know.
what's scary about it, Jazzy?
Is that they still haven't settled on a new concept to
No.
even design it,
No,
a
they
new
have they have a
replacement yet?
they have a concept.
They have a
It's
concept. They
it's
went out
waiting
for
for
bids last week.
it's waiting for approval.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh, I
but
know.
no, what's scary no, like, in all seriousness, what's scary, Jazzy, is I had went across that bridge an hour before it collapsed.
Oh. Oh! Joe, don't do that!
Yeah,
Why? Ugh.
because we were on the way back from the airport.
In fairness, it wasn't because of the bridge's itself integrity. There was a boat involved. A very
Yeah,
large,
it lost power.
unpowered boat that said, "Oh,
Yeah.
hi, bridge, let's hug."
Mhm. And I heard the bang.
Oh, I
So where
bet.
where I live, it's about a 25-minute drive to the Key Bridge.
Mhm.
Not a straight shot. If it was a straight shot, it's like 10 minutes away. Um, Route 40 is right there next to where I live.
Yeah.
Where I live, there's some trees, and then there's 40. People race up and down 40 and with their fart cannons and
We're not the ones that call them that.
it sounds like a lot of times it sounds like gunfire and banging, and
Yeah.
I didn't think anything of it when I heard the bang
Right, because you used
until my phone started ringing.
oh, boy.
People knew I was taking my kids to the airport, and going
Oh,
across the Key Bridge was the way my preferred method to get to the airport because the tunnel sucks at night because they shut one of the spans down.
yeah.
So it's both ways in one span.
Yeah.
I started getting phone calls like 15 minutes after the bang. Just like I had like 5 phone calls come in at once with people asking me, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I
Yeah?
why are you
Why?
calling and asking if I'm okay?" "Well,
Why? Yeah.
didn't you hear a boat hit the Key Bridge and it collapsed?" I'm like,
What?
what?"
Dumbfounded shock face. What?
Yeah, and like from starting about 15 minutes after it collapsed, because apparently some people get warnings on their phone when there's major news alerts.
Or they have
Um,
no life, one of the 2.
Sitting and scrolling Facebook at what, like 3 o'clock in the morning.
That tracks.
Um,
I know people. I
you may not be one of them.
am not.
But, yeah, just the phone calls just started flooding in to make sure I was okay, and I'm like and then they started saying, "Well, it was a terrorist attack," and I'm like, "If it was a terrorist attack, they would have ran the ship into the pillar of the bridge during rush hour traffic, not at
Yeah.
freaking 1 o'clock in the morning."
No. No, no. I love the rampant speculation with 0 facts or information.
The
Good job,
only
guys.
the only people that were on the bridge were it was a work crew, God rest their
Yeah.
souls, but, um,
It could have been significantly worse. I'm
it
glad it
it
wasn't as
so
bad
if the
as it could have
yeah,
been,
if
but
the
it still
yeah,
sucks.
if the boat hadn't got the SOS off and the cops hadn't got to stop traffic going onto the bridge,
Yeah.
there would have been more
Yep.
than just the workers up there, but, I mean, thank goodness they got that off, and it wasn't worse than it was because it could have been a lot worse than it was.
It could have been. We're ending
but
this podcast on a very high note.
we are Girl Scout cookies, Jazzy.
Girl Scout cookies, I'm gonna go find some.
I have
Yay.
I have some on my dining room table.
Actually, I'm probably gonna
Um,
eat some of my world's finest chocolate.
you know what? I'm surprised nobody saw us in here and randomly popped in.
I imagine they also saw Craig and said, "Oh, those people are doing work. Important, meaningful, deep, thoughtful work."
No, sure, we didn't just rant on for almost 2 hours.
No, that's fine.
But anywho, thank y'all for hanging out with us and listening to our rants and us getting sidetracked and, talking about something actually serious this time.
Yeah.
Um,
I hope
but
you didn't get whiplash from all the left-hand turns we took.
we'll see we will see everybody next time.
See y'all. Thanks.
Bye, Craig.
Bye, Craig.